What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, August 21st, and I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend wherever you're at in the world. In this video reaction, we'll be reacting to the 8th episode of RWBY Ice Queendom. The title of today's episode is Where You Belong. So just a couple of thoughts, and my thoughts pretty much are a repeat of what I said at the end of last week, which is I continue to enjoy the music of this show. Sorry about that. I continue to enjoy the animation decisions with this show, but I will also acknowledge, as a fan of anime and as someone who has to be unbiased when it comes to story writing, that the story writing here has been shaky. And shaky story writing has kind of been the continuing tale of the RWBY series. Now, I will admit that I do like the Weiss story a lot better than some other people do. So it's very important to remember that for many of the recent arcs, many of the recent RWBY volumes that I had watched were getting 6s and below. So me at the time giving this a 7 out of 10 is actually very good. And an 8 is still a possibility, but it really depends on first how we conclude the Weiss arc and what story they are going to be trying to tell after we have hopefully saved her. Well, we know we saved her because obviously she continues in future volumes all the way up to where the volumes are at currently, but how they're going to get to that point. We did see Weiss cast Big Nicholas there at the end because after they had a wonderful third run through, they were able to, I guess, save the train. One of the Sneed's trains were able to get into the castle area now. So this was completely unlike anything that's happened before. That's why I threw Weiss off guard. And a lot of things have thrown Weiss off guard. And she's getting really sick and tired of her sister and her father and everybody else around her in that dream world. But with her casting Big Nicholas, now we're in the final stages to see how exactly this fight is going to conclude. And I think that the big gripe, which is the big reason why I hit the rating majorly from when we first started this show, is because in chapters 1, 2, and 3, we clearly saw what I believe was a great introductory performance by this show. We got to see how the fights were going to look with the new animation, and because I wasn't too hard pressed by the few fights like the Penny fight, their first fight against the monsters when the parties first formed, because more or less we know how that all shaped up, and the producers themselves had told us that it was going to be more of a continuation story, an additional story to this. I knew they weren't going to be animating all of that, and I know that it did a lot of you a disservice, but I still ended up giving it a near perfect score at the start. Obviously, my rating has mellowed quite a bit since the beginning, and I now am starting to share in some of the similar sentiments to the rest of you in the community, those who are actually giving the RWBY Ice Queendom anime a chance. I ain't talking about those of you that aren't giving the show a chance, because there's a lot of you that just, you hated it after chapter 1 and you never watched it again. So, which means you're probably not watching this reaction. So, if you are watching this reaction, you are part of the group that did decide to continue on and to give RWBY Ice Queendom a fair fighting chance as a new adaptation. But the story cohesiveness and the ability to feel attachment to characters, especially if you've never watched RWBY, is almost non-existent in this particular adaptation. If you did not understand the very specific personality traits between the characters, then unfortunately you, at this stage in the game, I would go as far as to say aren't really liking anything that's transpiring right now and are probably just sticking along for the fights and the music. So, but as for me, it's a solid 7 out of 10 right now. Could it go lower? It could. It could go back into the 6 out of 10 territory like I've been giving every other volume. Or it could get itself back up to an 8 if the story does all start to truly come together and feel natural in the end. So I can say that a 6 would probably be the lowest that I would give this show. I'd give this adaptation, and an 8 will be the highest. And this episode will probably be that defining moment to define where this show is going to settle at. So, we're not going to waste too much time. There's been no change to the rating. And for those who are watching Anime Corner and Anime Trending, RWBY is not even a votable anime on Anime Corner, so no one's watching it on Anime Corner. They all hate it. But on Anime Trending, and we did just get the updated ratings that, actually, let me see if they've come in just yet while I have y'all here. Because today is Sunday, so normally Anime Trending ratings will come in today. Let's see here, and if If y'all give me just a moment, I'm going to check the Facebook page because it has not updated on their website, but sometimes, even if it's not up on the website yet, it will be up on Facebook. So let's see here. And yes, here we are. So as of 6 hours ago, we do have the top 10 from Anime Trending, and I will put it up on the screen. And in this, it looks like RWBY Ice Queendom was knocked out. So it is not there. I did not know if it was going to be there. RWBY Ice Queendom actually was in the number 7 spot last week, and it has been completely knocked out of the top 10 yet again. So it happens that way sometimes, and I'm just enjoying it for what the show has done very well, acknowledging the weaknesses that have kind of put people away from wanting to continue the series. So let's go ahead and start the episode. Again, episode 8's title is Where You Belong, and it looks like we're going to be starting right on all of the different well, now the baby wipes are all out of control now. Everybody's out of control right now in this world. So let's see how this all plays out. And we'll get this started in 3, 2, 1. Everything is happening. Weiss is like, y'all tearing everything up in my world now, and I'm over this. That damn nightmare. Weiss is absolutely over all this crap now. And the showdown is on. I don't lie, it's such a badass sequence into her using Big Nicholas like this. Alright, Weiss. $100%. Yeah, I'm sure Weiss will intervene the moment you get close. Yo! Ew! Oh. Dang. Actually, no, never mind. Ruby will be able to get in because Weiss is going to be too tired of having to deal with all this crap. Completely out of control. Yo, I'm interested to see how they're going to play this out. I'm about to transpose this into my trombone. I'm about to play the hell out of this on my trombone. I wish I had a sax, but one of the few instruments I can't play. At least not really well. Yeah. Dang! Weiss and this being pure stuff. Alright. Yeah, and that was only thanks to the fact that Weiss had a lot of other things to take care of. I ain't gonna lie, I'd be moving a little more purpose this time around since I know that Weiss was already on to them last time. Oh boy. Dang. Damn, they didn't work out well at all. Oh damn. It's almost they gotta hurry up. They are running out of time. She's becoming completely unstable now. That nightmare is almost the takeover is almost complete now. Damn. Yo, I like how we're leading all the little minions. Probably because of what's on this train. Oh shit. Yep. Y'all are literally about done out of time now. Like, that nightmare's had enough now. Unless Weiss can put up any additional resistance that we haven't already seen. Damn, gone it. There's no talking to her right now. Damn, gone it. Now it's just one. Damn. Oh no. After we've gotten. Damn, man. Okay, but I think that yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Oh, thank goodness we got one person who was also able to get here. I feel like that's all we've been doing is having to keep coming up with new plans. The dream is completely out of control now. Oh. All right. Yeah. And they're all probably different personalities and parts of her heart. Yep. Oh no. Damn, it's starting to manifest on her. Ruby. Ruby, you gotta calm down. You gotta calm down. Oh shit. If you get taken over too, what's left? Damn, this nightmare grim is something else. Damn. Did we fail? Damn. We didn't make it. What? What? No, it's probably in her mind now. A double nightmare. I guarantee you. It's another nightmare. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Damn. Oh, this is not good. Not only did we fail the mission to get Weiss out, but now RWBY herself is trapped too. Oh my goodness. Everything just gets worse. This damn show. Damn. She fell into distress. That damn Nightmare Grim. Yo, I tell you, this whole Nightmare Grim thing is such an interesting element. The biggest issue really is, I know we would all feel so much more of an attachment if they had something like this and just combined it with better story writing in the original show. Like, because it's such an interesting thing. I really find the Nightmare Grim interesting. I really, really do. My dream, your dream. A double nightmare dream. Damn. Well, alright, guys. So, unfortunately, as I kind of feared, not only did we not get any resolution to Weiss's situation, but we now have RWBY also stuck. So, and knowing how RWBY is and how stubborn she can get, I don't know what's worse, Weiss being stuck with a nightmare or RWBY being stuck in a nightmare. But now there's a nightmare within a nightmare. And so this brings up another thing. What happens when a nightmare takes over another person and someone else's nightmare? This is very, very bad. This is really, really bad. Of course, this now means that RWBY can't be woken up either. So Shion can't wake her up now. And she probably barely has a grasp of what's happening now that RWBY has also gotten stuck. We never did foresee a situation where there'd be a double nightmare situation, catching it in someone else's dream. But it is distressing. It is definitely distressing, the fact that we just can't. Weiss in her mind is so strong. She's so dominant and so prideful with the things that she's trying to execute, that it just seems like it was a dead end to start with. And now I really don't know where we go from this point forward. I mean, obviously we know that it will inevitably end with everybody being saved, but it's just a matter of how the hell is that going to happen with this set of circumstances. First, the Nightmare has taken complete control of Weiss, so Weiss is completely unsavable, at least at the present moment. And RWBY, it's starting to take shape, which means really within, I would say, the first couple of hours, action has to be taken to try to get RWBY out of it. Otherwise, there's nothing that can be done. And so really it comes down to the place that Blake and Yang have stumbled into within Weiss's dream. So I don't know. You know, this is definitely taken a turn for the worse in a way that I don't have really many answers. And that's kind of been the age-old issue this season with this particular adaptation. Is there have not been really a lot of answers. And obviously, I feel RWBY's sadness and distress with her not understanding, you know, why she hasn't been able to rescue Weiss, why she keeps failing. And we have that bigger attachment because we have followed these characters through their journey in the original. But I do feel for all of you who are watching this as a standalone right now, because I understand that you just can't feel the same attachment. So there's not real much else to say right now other than that, and other than what I said throughout the reaction. We have a really crappy situation on our hands right now, guys. With now 2 nightmares taking over 2 people, one who was in the other person's nightmare, and I'm very interested to see where we go from this point with this story. And again, I don't know. My rating as of now still remains at a 7. I think it is now that we have adopted this and we're 8 episodes into what I believe is a 12-episode season, it is less likely that it is going to go back up to an 8. This will probably be one of those cases where, depending how we go with this, that I'll settle on a half. Where if I do decide to bump it up just slightly, I'll settle on a 7.5. But when I think on other shows that I've given 8, 9s, and 10s to this season that have had more cohesive stories, it wouldn't, at the present moment at least, be right for me to put the show back at an 8 with the obvious glaring flaws that have existed. But, you know, we'll see how it all plays out. And I continue to keep an open mind with this show to the very end. So, with that said, that's my reaction. I hope you guys liked the reaction and liked the episode. If you did like the reaction, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And if you want to be one of the first to be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. So I will see all of you lovely people next Sunday for another reaction to RWBY Ice Queendom, episode 9. Until that time, catch you later.